Is artificial intelligence good to humans or harmful? As artificial intelligence becomes more popular and generally recognized worldwide, ethical issues are arising. Will this creation be the most pleasing thing that ever occurred to humanity, or will it be the end? Will artificial intelligence prove to be more deadly than nuclear weapons in causing mass destruction? It's easy to be both enthusiastic and pessimistic about the possible influence of AI on humans if we look at the history of technology since the discovery of fire. We have continued to evolve enormously since the invention of fire, developing radically new technologies every century or so. Fire provided us with prepared food, which aided in developing the human brain. It was also utilized by the Byzantine Empire as a weapon of mass devastation, destroying competing fleet ships and conquering new territory. Each radical new idea came with a slew of advantages and drawbacks, and each such paradigm change has lasting consequences for our culture and our moral compass as a whole. After all, the tools we use significantly impact our perspectives and behaviors. Technology serves as a portal to the next world. Computers are our brains, and the internet is our collective memory and knowledge. Today, the internet and social media have democratized information, brought us closer together than ever before, and given each of us a voice. On the other hand, technology has taken away practically all of our privacy and has become a powerful weapon for extremist propaganda. By emulating our brain's deep neural network design, AI is pushing the concept of the computer as an extension of the human brain one step further. The internet will no longer be solely a never-ending repository of information. Thanks to AI, this intelligence will become more consumable and actionable, paving the door for a seamless and linked future. Humans, both the makers and the consumers of technology, are extensions of themselves. Consequently, depending on which end of the humanity spectrum you choose to look at, their influence on humanity is both magnificent and dreadful. So, should we go forward with it or not? Elon Musk stated in an interview with CNN Business that artificial intelligence grows far quicker than most people believe. Elon indicated that AI might one day exceed humanity in every manner, meaning that we must take precautions to guarantee that AI remains benign. He believes that society will be far behind at any rate of artificial intelligence development. Instead of sitting on the fence, it is best to take aggressive measures. Most people don't know that AI is considerably more sophisticated than they think, and that its potential for progress is significantly quicker than they think as well. It would be a little obvious to see a robot walking about chatting and behaving normally. In today's society, ethical issues in the developing subject of AI are beginning to surface. In 2016, Google, Facebook, IBM, Microsoft, and Amazon formed the Cooperation on Artificial Intelligence to Benefit People and Society, a new AI partnership. The main goal is to do research and make recommendations for best practices. They seek to develop worldwide norms for our rapidly evolving, morally troubled businesses. While all of this may seem like the perfect setting for tech, design, or UX, it may not be very comforting to those outside the sector. AI is and always will be as good or as bad as humans, and rightfully so, given the current situation of the planet. Despite decades of fighting and billions of dollars spent on the anti-terrorist effort, terrorists continue to thrive. Maybe we aren't as advanced as we believe. It's reasonable to think that if AI falls into the wrong hands, it might be just as dangerous as it is hopeful. Elon Musk will be able to claim, "I told you so," if the robots take control. The wealthy inventor enjoys making the seemingly impossible feasible, but he is terrified of artificial intelligence. The tech mogul, who wants to populate Mars, is concerned about artificial intelligence breakthroughs. "We need to be really careful with AI," Musk warned, adding that it is possibly more destructive than nukes. If that wasn't alarming enough, Musk said, "I hope we're not merely the biological bootlicker for digital superintelligence." Regrettably, this is becoming increasingly likely. Both are terrifying. One compares sentient networked robots to the world's most lethal weapon, while the other claims that we're only the squishy predecessors to robot rule. AI does not have to be wicked to kill mankind, according to Elon Musk. If AI has a purpose and humankind stands in its way, it would naturally annihilate humans without even thinking about it. There are no bitter feelings. It's the same as if you're building a road and an anthill gets in the way. We don't mind ants. All we want is a road, so farewell, anthill. In a second interview, Elon cautioned that sophisticated AI might have dangerous repercussions, whether invented or manufactured. He is concerned that it will will be stolen and exploited. Elon Musk does not believe AI would acquire a personality immediately. Instead, he considers the greatest danger is that it will control it. Even if it wasn't meant to be misused, it's possible that someone, even with the best intentions, may do so with terrible results. Greed, prejudice, xenophobia, conflict, terrorism, and cruelty have existed throughout history. These occurrences are unrelated to technology or progress. They are just part of our flawed, divided human nature. The quite realistic concern is that AI would exacerbate our negative traits. Alternatively, we may transfer our human weaknesses to our machines. With each new significant technological innovation, we must reassess and adapt our moral compass, as well as the social compact that links us together. We cannot afford to move forward blindly now more than ever. AI might be a disaster if we fail to prioritize the more significant benefit of mankind before personal, economic, political, or military gain. However, suppose we successfully reach a higher level of human consciousness. In that case, AI may help create a better society where people may focus on their talents, creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and problem solving, for example. At the same time, computers do mundane, repetitive tasks. That is how we will be able to produce exponential value for everyone. Musk noted in an interview with CNBC that we need to be highly cautious while designing such systems, humorously using Terminator as an example of what may go wrong. On the other hand, Musk does not appear to be dismissing AI totally. Instead, he cautions us to be cautious. After all, he believes Teslas will mostly drive themselves in the future. Elon Musk eventually broke the silence on AI when he agreed to speak at the South by South conference. Artificial intelligence, he warned, may be as dangerous as a nuclear bomb if it is allowed to grow unrestrictedly. Elon highlights that the threat posed by artificial intelligence is significantly greater than that posed by nuclear weapons. Nobody would advise allowing anyone to develop atomic weapons just because they want to. In addition to the possibility for AI weaponry, Elon warned that artificial intelligence carries the risk of data manipulation. Some developers, for example, may utilize advanced AI to meddle with election outcomes, perhaps creating international strife. Other developers may use AI to develop successful propaganda that doesn't look like propaganda, putting them in danger of being tracked down by a drone. Consider DeepFace, a company that may employ artificial intelligence to influence the course of society or elections. The messages are just owned and evaluated for content. The scanner checks the feed and responds in milliseconds, allowing the message to be instantly changed, relocated, and made responsive to the news. Moving forward, we should not consider machines to be human substitutes. This is when we lose our feeling of moral duty and authority. Instead, they should be viewed as human advancements. Humanity can and will thrive in this manner. Evolution will always be more complicated than the status quo. The moment we stop evolving, we begin to regress. So instead of choosing fear over development, let us choose progress. Let us not, however, select complacency over prudence. If we do, we will be playing with fire in terms of our future, repeating centuries-old mistakes that we cannot afford to repeat. Do you enjoy artificial intelligence and want to stay up to speed on its advancements? Do you believe artificial intelligence is as hazardous as nuclear weapons? Please share your thoughts in the comments section.